In this video, I'd like to respond to the video just came out by Representative Press, and well, it's a little bit of a rebuttal, but it's really good news. There are two big news stories, at least over at the DIGG website, and they also made one made MSNBC. The first story was posted at Raw Story, and it became front page on the DIGG website, and right now it has 1,043 hits, and the title of it is Senator Levin, as far as I'm concerned, Cheney admitted torture. And it's an article at Raw Story, and I'll link it up in my box. And you know what I suggest to some of the people here, if you're really, you might want to go to the DIGG site, you might want to register at the DIGG site, then you might want to vote for this story to get it out there. It's on the front page now, and it'll stay on the front page for probably another 2 or 3 days. But if you really want to get the message out, you've got to work pretty hard. I mean, but basically, Carl Levin, who, by the way, let me tell you, Senator Carl Levin is the chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee. So that's one of our elected representatives, and he said that the Senate is issued another report on the torture and the interrogation techniques, and that he said that Cheney, in essence, admitted to okaying the torture in an interview, and this is another thing. This was covered at MSNBC by Keith Olbermann, the statement made by Cheney on video, and it was also covered on the Rachel Maddow show at MSNBC. And Rachel Maddow interviewed Carl Levin, Senator Carl Levin, chairman of the Armed Services Committee. So people are doing some things. Now, and Levin said that he would going to refer the report to the Justice Department after Obama's sworn in, because they don't trust Mukasey. I wouldn't either. Mukasey to do anything. He's proven to be a total, he's Gonzalez too. Hasn't done anything aggressive. So now I'll link those. So that's Keith Olbermann is talking about Cheney's the torture. Rachel Maddow is talking about the torture. Carl Levin is going on MSNBC and talking about the torture. They're going to issue. They've already issued a report, bipartisan report, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, that's the one new. That's the one. That's the Raw Story article, which is posted at DIGG. Now the second one article, which Representative Press might be interested in, people who look at Representative, this is a Think Progress report article. This has also become popular and front page news at the DIGG website, and it has 845 hits right now. It's on front page, and as I say, it will be on the front page for another probably 2 days, probably, depending on how many more news stories bump it out of the way. And the title is Shocker, Gonzalez and Rice appear to have lied to Congress in regards. This was years ago, before Gonzalez became Attorney General. He was the counsel to the president, and Condoleezza Rice was still National Security Advisor, Powell being not yet booted out as Secretary of State. And there was a question of how did the Yellowcake information information get into the Bush's 2003 State of the Union speech. And okay, the article at Think Progress the news is that Henry Waxman, who is the chairman of the Oversight Committee, has just released a memo to all the members of the Oversight Committee. He is stepping down as the Oversight Committee chair, and he in this memo, which is an 11-page memo, and it's linked at the Think Progress article, and you can read the whole memo. I haven't gotten through the whole memo. he says, and he's leaving the committee to go to the Energy Committee. He's chairman of the Energy Committee. He says that apparently Gonzalez lied, or Rice lied to Gonzalez about how the 16 words got into the speech. So the question is, they probably both lied. That this matter should be investigated. Oh, and the other thing you should know is, of course, that Rice refused to testify before Congress, and this was, I believe, at a time when the Congress, both the House and the Senate, was still controlled by Republicans. But even then, even when they were asking for minor things at that point, Condoleezza Rice refused to. She would refuse to testify. And I think it was she didn't want to testify in the 9/11 Commission. And so what she did was Gonzalez gave a statement to the committee on behalf of Rice, saying that the CIA had cleared the words and the text of in regards to this intelligence information on the Yellowcake uranium. Now, that appears now to be clearly false, because there are lots of different sources now that say that the CIA never backed up. And so let's not be too cynical here. The CIA was bucking against the Bushies from the beginning, because they knew that the WMD story was a bunch of BS. Okay? And Tenet had it pulled out, and then the Jamie Missick, you might remember that name, and she's now in several books now on the CIA, the WMD controversy at the CIA, and Joe Wilson and all that other stuff. So check out that article and look at the Waxman memo, and I assume, hopefully, that the Oversight Committee will at least look this over again, and maybe a reprimand of some sort, or a finding, or censure. I don't know, but things are slowly bubbling up. All right.